live.
It's live.
And
We got crickets.
We got crickets.
Our
That's okay.
unscheduled,
Unscheduled, unplanned live.
Yes, thank you. I can't even think. Joe's got me on here so late.
Welcome to Jtwes Monday Night Live. Late. I didn't think I know we said last week we weren't going to have none, but I told Lena, I said, you know what, let's just pop on here for a few minutes. If anything, they can watch it back later.
Well, John Briggs is on.
Hey, John Briggs.
He said good church service tonight. Yeah, we can just talk about that. Just me, you, and John in here tonight. Yeah. And Miss Carolyn, because she may be watching too.
Yeah, and but yeah, I know I told you guys like last week we probably wouldn't have one, but I told Lena, I said, let's just pop on and say hey to everybody. I did tell John at church. And so I'm glad John's seen that.
Yeah. Oh, you did tell him?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was just prepared to not have one tonight, so.
And Leno said, she said, we're not going to have nobody in there. I said, well, you know what? Well, we'll talk for 15 minutes and we'll shut it down.
Yeah.
But hope everybody's been having a good week. Finally has dried up enough for me to get into some soil. I've cultivated some today. Got to cultivate tomorrow. Will's going to come over and film some for me tomorrow, and you guys get to see how everything's looking and everything. My Jimmy Red, which we'll talk about it tomorrow more on film, is going to be a situation where, unfortunately, I'm going to have to gauge what's wrong. Oh, you turned your live on?
Yeah, you've got our camera too close.
Uh-oh.
I'm the most tired tonight, so you're going to up close me.
Yeah. I'm going to have to gauge my cultivating by the tall corn, obviously, because once I can't get over that, and so it's you know, it's going to be a grass battle this year, but we'll take what we get and thank the Lord for it and keep on moving on. Look like you got some people commenting.
I do. I have some.
Is that all John Briggs? All
no,
myself?
No. Yeah, John didn't get real chatty.
John's
all of a sudden. Jason McDonald's here.
Hey, Jason.
Sheepwater Kennels.
Sheepwater Kennels.
And William May.
Hey, William May.
Luke Dog is on.
Luke Dog.
Says howdy.
Them guys was surfing YouTube and they said, wait a minute, there's Jtwes.
Like, let me see. They forgot to take their live down.
Let me see if this is live.
Yeah, because if you don't do YouTube, you don't know that how you have to schedule it, you know?
Oh, sometimes.
So it may be reoccurring appointment that we forgot to
sometimes
cancel.
I can't even tell if it's live or not.
T. Hawkins is on.
Hello, T. Hawkins.
He said, glad to see y'all.
Thank you, man.
And Johnny Edgerton says, good evening, you made
Johnny.
it. Yeah, we had a wonderful service tonight. It's been wonderful for 3 days. No, just 2 days.
Sunday, Monday.
It feels like it's been 3 days. And I think it's because I've done so much kitchen work at church. It's felt like a lot of days for me. But I'm done with kitchen work, thankfully. We're done. Everybody can feed themselves before they get to church. But it was good turnout. We had Golden Corral catered for us Sunday. And I think
for the 20-year anniversary.
Yes, 20-year anniversary. But I think they just love our church and our pastor because I know that was way more food than what we ordered.
Oh, yeah, Golden Corral, man, they sent way more than we ordered.
But I'll tell you what, it was wonderful food. It was fresh. I mean, it was like perfect.
Because
I mean,
they had at least 15 trays of chicken, and I know each tray probably had
50 pieces of chicken in it.
Yeah, a good 30 to 40.
Yeah, I mean, it just was a lot of food.
And then, you know, it was tons. But it's pretty good, actually. I usually don't eat Golden Corral chicken if we ever go.
No, I never do, and it was good.
Yeah, it was pretty good, actually.
And just in time for me to say, I think I need to work on losing 10 pounds. I've probably gained 10 pounds in the past couple days because they were all these good homemade desserts, too. And I made a...
Did you get the pound cake?
What do you mean?
The pound cake you was going to bring home for me.
Sorry, I gave it away to somebody who said, I didn't get any.
Well, I didn't get any either, but a bite.
Well, I'll make you your whole own one. I made I get strawberries from Redding Roost Farms, which is in Prospect Hill here. Some of you may have heard of it. And she's got a strawberry farm, and they're just so beautiful, and they're everything you'd expect out of a farm-raised strawberry.
Yeah, it's
local.
I'm telling Lena, it's a ton of difference between that little thing you see at Food Line in the plastic case and And they all have different names on it, different farms. Every time I go, it's a different farm, different name. But I don't know what it is about it, but it is just absolutely something different about that versus one that come out of a field with some plastic on it.
Well, because they might be greenhouse strawberries,
They could
or
be.
they rush the ripen. They pick them when they're green and use chemicals to ripen
I don't know,
them.
it could be, but I know them things
But
is a ton different.
I made a homemade cream cheese pound cake, strawberry pound cake, and it was really good. I was very happy how it turned out. I had some cookies or something.
And it didn't stick.
No, it did not stick. I have a problem with my cake sticking with just like that spray Pam and flour. And Joey,
I told her I'd fix it for you.
I said, yes, Joey, go ahead if you want to do that. But because he was like, why don't you use some lard, And I was afraid the cake would taste like lard.
It didn't,
No, not at all. So he larded it up and then floured it, and it come out so pretty. Okay, cornbread's on.
Hey, cornbread.
Cornbread said, did somebody say cornbread? No, we had rolls cornbread with
Yeah.
that dinner we were talking about.
Yeah.
Chet Hodges is on.
Hey, Chet.
Chet says y'all dress up nice. Yeah, we
thanks,
just got
sir.
in from church, from revival. We have it for the next few days.
Yeah, I told Lena when we come through the door. First, Lena was like, well, it's probably too late. And then we got through the door, and I told Lena, I said, Lena, we're going live in 5 minutes. And she's like, oh, no, I don't know if it's too late. I said, well, I'll do it by myself. And she's like, yeah, you can't do it by yourself.
All right, like, what? Gosh, I'm like, the things I do for this man. John Briggs said, y'all were grandma and grandpa walking around at dinner with that beautiful granddaughter. Yes, we were.
She has to be entertained.
Yes, I had to walk her around so she could have different sights to look at. She likes to look at everybody and everything.
Yeah.
And she's cutting a little tooth at the bottom now, so already at 3 months old. And Joey wanted to give her some mashed potatoes so bad, just give her a little lick. And we did that with our kids. We were just bad parents, I guess. We were like, just here, have a little taste of this, even at that age, but it's just a taste. But I was like, don't you dare. She's got a mama who sets the rules.
Oh, yeah, we couldn't do it.
Yeah, so Haggy Farm is on.
Hello, Haggy Farms.
Says hi, Joey and Leno. And Lathman is on.
Lathman.
Hi, everyone. And Elliot Lindsay says, what a surprise.
Yes, Elliot. We made it.
Yeah, we made it. We're just doing a quick one here tonight just because, I know probably next Monday we won't have one for real.
I may. Last time I got back at 7 o'clock.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
Are you sure? Mm-hmm. Okay, well, we'll see. Yeah,
We'll see.
Next Monday,
Monday's
maybe.
up in the air, too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll just have to see. I'll be ready for it because I'll be well rested. I mean, it'll be Memorial Day. I'll have all weekend by myself, get to sleep in. It'll be lovely for me. And John Briggs said she is adorable. Talk about Ivy.
Oh, little
yeah. John goes to our church. We go to church together, so he gets to see us, all of our family stuff, and we love, him and Miss Carolyn. So it's fun just to be around. Which our whole church family is a lot like what a church family should be, I have to say.
Yeah.
We have pretty good company in them. Sometimes your church family is better than regular family.
Yeah, preacher has to put up with me.
Yeah. And he loves Joey. I don't know why.
Did I tell you? I don't think I told the mower story.
Oh, I don't know.
So we got some banks at church, and they're pretty steep banks. And it was, they were mowing, was it Saturday? No, it was Friday. They were mowing Thursday or Friday. It was choir practice. They were mowing last Thursday.
Okay.
And preacher called me. He said, look, I don't have a whole lot, but I need you to take your mower and run those banks out. He said, we couldn't get them. We were sliding all over the place. And I told preacher, I said, preacher, I know that hurt to call and ask for that cub. Could it help? Because he's got a real super nice diesel.
Yeah, but look,
grasshopper.
Preacher, he's not too proud. Preacher isn't prideful. He'll call and ask for it.
I told him, I said, the next thing he do, he's gonna be calling me needing that Ram truck to pull something.
Well, I don't know. That might cross the line there.
He's like, I can't get it with that GMC. Can you pull it for me?
Mm-hmm. William May said, it's the grandparents' job to spoil the grandchild. It is. I mean, we see her, we grab her. Yeah, well, we can do more spoiling when we have a little bit more free range with her. But right now, she's still, so little that she's got to stay with her parents all the time. So,
Well, she's gonna know what Coca-Cola means by the time she's.
and not to mention, in just a few short months, we'll have little Boo, Archer,
Oh yeah, little Boo.
Elliot, and Kaylee's baby. They're having a baby in August, and it's a boy. So we get one of each. In 6 months, we go from 0 to 2
That's what it
grandchildren.
was with daughter-in-law.
Yeah, that's what it is. If Will's and Elliot do something, it's within 6 months of each other.
Yeah.
They've bought cars, they got jobs, they got married, they had babies. I mean, and I think no, Will didn't go on a mission trip. Elliot did.
Yeah.
He didn't go out of country.
He went to the
Ohio, yeah, for the deaf school, or was it blind school? Deaf.
Yeah.
Deaf school. They put a roof on a deaf school up in Ohio, and Elliot went, which was perfect for him because it was, that kind of work that he was used to already, and it was just in Ohio. He did, because Elliot is kind of a bit of a homebody. He don't like to be gone too long.
Yeah, I rode the tractor before a little bit this afternoon, but I'm playing hooky from work tomorrow, and I'm gonna try to cultivate everything I got because I'm calling for some showers, and it's at the height now. I can't take no more showers if I won't be able to get through it again.
John Bruce says we got a good church family.
Yep.
Paul Ford says, "Wow, y'all made it. Good evening."
Yes, we did, Paul.
Heritage Acres is on.
Hello, Heritage Acres.
Says pulled my double bottom plow today with the new tires on the 140.
All right.
Them new tires made a world of difference.
Yes, they will. She's fighting.
Prissy.
She's fighting through the screen door.
Come here, Priss. Come up here so Miss Carolyn can see you. Prissy sees one of the cats outside, and she's hating on him through the screen door or through the glass door. Don't look at the light, Prissy. You're too old for that. Got cataracts. Kevin Wallace is on.
Hey, Kevin.
Good evening, Joe and Lino and friends. I'm sorry I'm late. We're late, Kevin.
Yeah, Kevin.
You're right on time.
Yeah, we're super late, Kevin.
Shop Piddling is on.
Shop piddling.
Says good evening. All my man says, man, I am going to have to go back and look at your rolling cultivators footage. I put mine on tonight and could not for the life of me get them to throw dirt to the plants.
I want to talk a little bit more about them tomorrow. There's a couple of subjects I want to address tomorrow.
Yeah, please.
I'm going to be cultivating, but there's 2 or 3 questions that I get through email. Sometimes you guys don't see the questions because somebody emails me directly, and I'm going to address a couple of 2 or 3 questions tomorrow. So I don't know when I'll get the video out. Hopefully it won't be a couple days. Lena will tell you, I'm not a video holder. I get a video finished, I just let it go. I always feel like, yesterday's news is no news. Like watching the 6 o'clock news from yesterday. That's just the way I am. Get it out.
Are you talking about spilling beans again?
Well, no, I'm just talking about my videos. I don't hold them for a great amount of time.
Johnny said, I'm in the shop now debating on whether to take my hitch off to cultivate my corn tomorrow.
Yeah, if it's any size to it, Johnny, you better.
Well, and we just got such a warm
Oh, you mean Johnny
trend.
Editor?
Yeah.
Oh, well, he knows that. Yeah.
It's just a warm trend right now in the 80s.
Yeah.
And I think in the after a few days, it'll go back into the 70s. And one night, it's going to be 48. I'm like, ooh, it's going to be cold.
Yeah, no, I didn't know you was talking about Johnny Editor. Well, yeah, Johnny knows that. I know what you mean, Johnny. You're trying to decide whether you want to wrestle that pull bar or not.
Josh Hawkins is on.
Hey, Josh.
Says, I've got a serious problem with my 140 not starting well. New points, new plugs, timing is correct, fuel is good, I don't understand.
And it's still not starting.
Yeah, it's not starting well.
Well, I didn't film any of it because I fixed it fairly quick, but my Super A didn't start. It just didn't have no fire. And I ended up putting points and plugs in it this afternoon, and everything's fine. She's running like a champ. But I don't know. I hate to go back to the basics of what they taught me in automotive was Takes 3 things to run an engine: fuel, air, and spark at the right time. And so I, go back to my basics and make sure those basics are truly covered.
John said Carolyn went to bed 10 minutes after we got home. I know she'd love to see her. John, she's the smart woman. She's the smart one
Yeah.
here, because I could have went to bed 10 minutes ago,
Yeah,
too.
me and Leno probably could have went to bed pretty quick.
Yeah, you'll just tell her to watch the video tomorrow. She'll see it. Jason McDonald says smash the like button.
Thank you, Jason.
Josh Hawkins said you're 100%. If the basics are right and it still don't work, I'm lost.
Well, and, then I start pulling thoughts out of my head, like, is the coil hot enough? Is it a hot enough spark? Things like that at that point is what I'm thinking in my mind.
Josh said, I'm thinking of switching to the electronic ignition.
Johnny Anderson?
No, Josh Hawkins
Oh, Josh
with the
Hawkins.
tractor problem.
Yeah, you can do that. Matter of fact, I got one for the Super A. It's still in the box. I just hadn't put it on there. I actually put points back on it. But I do have one for the Super A if I want to go that route. I don't know. Points get a bad rap, I think. They're pretty decent. If your coil's good and your points are good and they're gapped right and everything, they provide some pretty good reliable service. It's just that they wear out. That's kind of a con against it. When I say wear out, you know what I mean. The contacts start wearing out. But I don't know. But my 140 has one, and it's had it on there ever since I've been on YouTube, and probably 3 or 4 years before I ever started doing YouTube. So they are good.
Deep South Homestead at Pecan Grove is on.
Hello, Danny.
Says valves out of adjustment will make it difficult to start.
Well, I was thinking burnt valve, Danny, but I was going to ask them how was it running before it started giving them that problem, if it's skipping any.
Durwood Outdoors is on.
Durwood, I never heard that name.
Says we picked a 5-gallon bucket full of snap beans today and dug up some new photos today and had them for dinner. So I'm sure photos is a typo.
Probably potatoes.
New potatoes.
Yeah, new
okay.
potatoes, yeah.
Had them for dinner. It has been beautiful in South Mississippi.
All right.
Sorry, I'm so tired. I'm not even editing y'all's comments, because if somebody usually types that, I would think ahead and say, okay, I'm sure they mean potatoes and just read potatoes, but I'm not spell or auto-correcting you guys tonight.
Yeah, Danny, I had to lay the law down on Leno this evening. We were out in the garden. She was looking at all the stuff coming up, and she said, well, where's the okra at? Mm-hmm. I said, it's up there. It's about 20-foot row, but I'm claiming 10 foot of it right now. 10 foot of it ain't going to get picked. It's going to go to seed.
We'll just see how it comes out, because I know.
I told her I needed 10 foot of it just to go to seed, and that way I could build up me a little stock of it.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it turns out. Welch Farm NC is on.
Hey, Welch Farm.
It says evening. Yeah, we'll see with what is it called? White okra? Is that the?
White okra.
White okra, yeah. So I'm excited for that, because I'm an okra fan.
I thought maybe you could fry some, maybe, and.
Well, I fry okra every year because I always have an abundance. I go out there. If I go pick 12 hours apart, I'm like, oh, there's one ready. I need to put a camera on it because they grow amazing speed, especially with that hot, muggy August weather, late July, August, they just get crazy. So
I had some squash that didn't come up. I've never had any problem with squash seed, but.
And you had them frozen. They've been in the freezer.
I don't know. I used the same seed to replant them with. I had 2 or 3 missed spots. I just took the heel of my shoe and knocked it in the dirt and took 3, I think probably 3 seeds and just put in that hole. And, they should be okay. 1 out of the 3 already come up.
Yeah, but while we're in a lull here, I was going to say, please, everyone, pray for Joey and the boys. They're taking that trip. They're leaving Saturday morning?
Yeah.
Early Saturday morning.
2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, early Saturday, and they'll be coming home Monday. So It's a long drive, and it's going to be all of them. So, I'm glad they're all going together, the boys' trip. but just help me pray for them and their safety and all that, please. Well,
Is it 10 o'clock?
almost.
Almost 10?
Oh, Shop Hillings is where they're going. They're going to Michigan.
Kentucky first.
Yeah, Kentucky first, then Michigan.
Yeah.
So they're going to be. Well, I can't talk about it because I ruined it.
Yeah, I'll tell
a
you.
little bit.
Yeah, I'll tell you guys all about it. Y'all probably got a good idea what's going on, but I will say it's not for me. So we're going to take care of that.
They'll film some of it, and
we'll
that'll
film-
be all out
we'll-
next week.
Yeah, Will's going to film all
Yeah,
of it.
they'll have a video about it next week, I'm sure.
Yeah.
You know, because if y'all get back Monday, you could probably have it out Wednesday, maybe.
Yeah, we'll do that.
John says, how far and how many miles?
Going to Kentucky first, John, it's usually about 700 miles, and that's going to throw me about an hour and a half out of the way. So it's probably going up there. It's probably going to total up to about 850 going up, but back to 700 coming back.
Prissy's taking a whole bath on camera over here.
Yeah, I seen her over there. I was like, golly.
What? She's got to be clean.
Like, what is going on?
You leave her alone. I'm glad she's feeling better. Prissy had a cold. A cold went through all the cats over the past month.
I'd never in my life seen a cat sneeze until last week.
Yeah, I didn't realize how prevalent colds in cats were.
Yeah.
Until Kaylee's
Because
brother's
all of our cats,
girlfriend
that
works
we've
at a
ever
vet and
had,
told me about it.
You know, they're pretty closed in here. They don't get no outside contact.
Right.
And he brought that ghetto cat over here.
I didn't bring her. She brought herself.
And she gave her
Gave everybody
my
a cold.
Cats a cold. And I've never seen a cat sneeze, but doggone if they don't sneeze.
Yeah, I mean, they had like runny nose and sneeze. Then I would catch them on my bed, so I had to strip all my bed because just the thought of them having a sneezing fit on my bed was like creeping me out. So I had to strip my bed twice
She was
this week.
breathing out of her nose.
Well, she snores anyway. She's elderly. She's got kind of some breathing problems, but so I was worried mostly about her, and she's the oldest, but she's doing good now. So
I need a dog to take care of these things.
John Briggs said she was doing a good job, wondering if she was going to get a hairball. No, I try to keep her on some food that helps her. She was having hairballs real bad, but I've changed her food so she's able to digest all that fur. She's a fuzzy girl.
Now I'm curious because I can't see. How many people got in here?
50.
Give 5. I told you.
Oh, I'm not giving you 5.
told
I don't
you.
have much to talk about on here.
No, guys, seriously though, I totally not. So let's go live for a little bit, 30 minutes, and she said, "We're probably gonna have nobody." I said, "I bet it'd be 50 people."
Well, the other cornbread just come on.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, because I've got who would have guessed? I got 2 cornbreads who come on our live. The other one says, "Hello, friends. It's been a while, but I'm back."
Thank you.
Good to have you back, cornbread.
Yes, sir.
And you caught us late tonight because we weren't planning on having a live, but Joey sprung it on me.
Well, I figured, we have a lot of people in Texas.
I got to get out of these
Louisiana,
hills.
Alabama. Well, I got to get out of these dress shoes.
Don't even talk about your dress shoes. Nature Boy is on.
Nature Boy.
Says, I'm back too. Been a hot minute.
Oh, I know him. He's got a 140. He used to put up some videos.
Okay. Well, yeah, I mean, we got several on here, just nobody's really chatty tonight. So unless y'all just want to sit on and look at us, I mean, y'all better be asking some questions. Oh, yeah, T. Hawkins says, good night, folks. Yawning over here, LOL. I probably started it. I tried to hide my yawn, T. Hawkins. Good night. Y'all, you have a good rest of your week. Cornbread says, y'all look like you've been on a hot date. No, just been to church.
Been to church.
Yeah, we don't do hot dates. We've been married too long. It's Me is on. That's their name, is It's Me.
It's me.
Mm-hmm. Can't get it dry enough to plant garden here in southern Kentucky. One storm after another. Yeah, we talked to Joey and Martha Neal. They live in Kentucky.
Yeah.
And we checked on them, and they were out of power for a little while, but luckily I think they are fine. Like no major damage, but just that storm was across the lake from them. The tornadoes. It was really bad.
The main part, I think he said, was about 30 minutes away from him.
Yeah. Good night, John.
Night, John. See you tomorrow.
Eric Caudill said, in Kentucky, the storms and rain is making it rough. Corn isn't coming up. just in spots too wet, and tornado blew my work away, but we're still trying.
Yep.
Well, good, Aaron, at least it's not too far in the season. You may be able to replant now.
Yeah,
You know,
Kentucky, he could, yeah.
I think he'll be able to replant now and still be okay.
Well, I mean, you got the thing there, you know, of course, frost is going to come quicker in Kentucky too. So, I mean, you
Yeah.
got that whole picture there. I don't know. Hopefully he can.
Cornbread said hot date with Jesus. That's right, Cornbread. He's our #1 date.
Yeah. That's pretty good.
Elliot Lindsay says, same here in Georgia. I missed my gap and now it's been too wet. And it's just so hard because sometimes
Yeah.
it's really dry at this point, and we'll have a wet July and then a really dry August. But now we're already starting off pretty wet, and it's usually not this wet.
Yeah, because, I mean, I had thoughts the other day, matter of fact, I think I even said it on my last video. I was thinking, you know, well, maybe I should have waited a little bit, you know, not push so quick to get it out there. And then I thought, well, if I'd have waited, I could have got into that situation where I'm still waiting because the ground was too wet. So it's just, you know, it's one of those deals where it's just kind of hard to gauge it out there.
It's me, says, late on lots of crop getting put in ground.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of folks. I know a fellow that's planting corn here today. And, you know, hopefully, I think he'll be fine around here if he's planting corn today. I mean, I don't think he's really lost no time on it. But are we 10 o'clock?
Just right at it.
Right at it? All right. Well, we're going to wind down for this evening. I just
Call
wanted
it a
to
night.
say hey, and I thank each and every one of you for dropping by and saying hey. Look forward to a video and look forward to showing you guys the trip and everything about it and what's going on, and we thank you.
Yeah, thank you all for jumping on last minute.
Yeah, I appreciate that so much, guys.
Hold on, Cornbread just has a question too. You can
Cornbread's
talk-
got a question?
Yeah, or a comment. I didn't read it.
He bought a McCormick 184 Cedar Sunday, and he met Bart Sexton.
Okay.
He also bought one. Yeah, Cornbread, yeah, I do. Well, I have somewhat of a plate chart. I may see if I can take a picture of it. It's in I think it's in an owner's manual. No, it's in a parts manual. That's what it is. Yeah, anyway, Cornbread, I seen the pictures of Bart. He sent it to me. They look good. Look real good. I hadn't had a chance to text them back and tell them what that seed plate was. It was it's a filler seed plate. It's in use probably something like grain sorghum, where you got to have two plates because it's called a filler plate. That's what it is. It's a metal filler plate. I have a plastic one. But anyway, oh, it's 9:58. I got my glasses on. I can see the time. But no, we're gonna go. You gonna cut it off? for me?
Yes. All right, get up,
Thank
Chrissy.
you guys so
Get up.
much. God bless you. God loves you, and y'all have a wonderful week, and we'll see you real soon.